Saturday, June 13th, 6:34 in the evening. This is Razor Wire News. We're your hosts, McShane and Fitz. Fitz, this is a long week. We made it to Saturday.
Woo! Yeah, we made it. We made it. I don't know if we're going to make it much past this. Can the world get any crazier? I mean, I probably shouldn't ask that.
I think there's always room for a little bit more crazy, unfortunately. I think there is. But this week was definitely a tough one. It was a tough one, a hard one to swallow, as it were. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy stuff. Hey, shout out to our one of the friends of the show, Susan. They had a EF2 rip through town a couple nights ago, 1 mile from her house. So not a direct hit, but nice scorch mark right through the middle of town, and every tree that I saw pictures of is down. Power lines are down. Not sure if they still have power. So she may not be with us tonight. I know she's here in spirit, but she's got bigger problems to handle tonight. So, but yeah, heck of a. Oh wait, Susan is here.
Yep. Yeah.
Hi,
she made it. She made it.
Hi.
And,
Well,
and now she's very upset
hallelujah.
with you.
Well, I didn't even look up at the top, and then I just now looked. Anyway, shout out to Susan. Also, real quick shout out to old friend Gloria, who I know you met back in the day, McShane.
Yeah.
She just lost her mother, who went through about the worst journey through diabetes that you can go through, and finally lost that fight. So she lost her mom last week, and I just want to give a shout out to Gloria. Hearts and all the love headed your way, and we're with you tonight. So, all right, all the crazy stuff's over. We have a show to do, I guess.
We do, and truly, yeah. Susan, you guys are going through a lot there, and Gloria, thoughts are with you.
Yeah.
Welcome to everybody in chat. Deal or no deal, Iran edition.
Amazing. Supposed to be tomorrow. Again.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
the $1 trillion man and watermelon felon, which that kind of sums up. You know what? We really can just go through the names in our chat each week, and that really is the beginning of the show. That really spells out what we're going to be talking about tonight.
That we hit all corners.
One of the things that I wasn't ready for, the onslaught this evening, is the UFC Freedom 250 that's going to be happening tomorrow night. But we're getting all the pregame this evening, and it's pretty cool.
Spectacular. Yeah. Yep.
I'm really impressed so far with what I'm seeing. You've got thousands and thousands of people down in the mall, and it looks like it's... We'll call it patriotic. It doesn't look like there's any BS going on, so that's definitely good. And just the stage that they've got there, they've got. I wasn't ready for the dirt bike jumping today.
No, exactly. Me either. I mean, you got Pastrana out there. You got some top riders. I get it, and again, say what you want about Trump. He is a master showman.
Oh,
I mean, this is Trump's ego on display here, right in front of the White House, and I love it. I mean, because this is for his birthday, right? Also,
it's being wrapped up in there. It's definitely wrapped up in there.
Yeah. So God bless USA, but also my birthday. Like, dude's ego is just, and I have to appreciate it. Look, I mean, he's getting it done. He's allegedly. We'll see about tomorrow with Iran. Yeah, but it's hell of a time to be an American right now.
Yep. No, it really is. We've got a lot to get to tonight. We have I think Sunday, Belfast saw somebody, was it a Sudanese, I think?
Yep. From Sudan.
Tried to behead a gentleman with special needs in the middle of the street in Belfast. And that led to a week of rioting and burning buildings, just torching homes. Got really, really bad in Belfast, Ireland. So we had that. And we also had the Karmelo Anthony verdict came down where he was found guilty. So we're going to get into that. And I think the reason we're going to get into that is just to show the absolute hypocrisy and how it's not about, okay, he's going to jail for 35 years, allegedly. But it's very, very clear that everybody knew he was going to go to jail, so it just turned into a grift. And that's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's especially disgusting with all the ambulance chasing lawyers that are out there that are trying to make this something that it's not. So we'll get into that a little bit. Not real heavy because it is what it is, but we will touch on it.
Yeah, and all the clickbait that was out there this week too, just to get, again, we talked about it a bit last week, but the very deliberate attempt to sow division, to make this a racial issue, to make this, like you said, we'll get into it, but I guess my point is all of the rage bait that went out this week are surrounding that case, and the fact that people literally are drawing lines based on the color of his skin, which, by the way, is racist, and not even looking at the facts of the case. It's disgusting, and it's a grift. And if you have half of a brain, we all know what happened there, and it's ridiculous.
Well, we will definitely get into that. We also have to get into the SpaceX IPO that took place, and I was surprised about how that broke down. I expected it to tank really quick, and it didn't. So we'll get into that discussion because some fucking amazing stuff has happened since that went live.
Yeah, and I've got an interesting take. A friend of mine, well, Michael, also a friend of the show. He sent me something. Somebody had a pretty interesting take on that. So we'll get into that because I think it's worth discussing. I'd like your opinion on it too. So we'll talk about that here in a bit.
Excellent. And we also have Tulsi Gabbard revealed evidence of 120 biolabs in 30 countries. Now, we actually were on that. We were on that way back when we first went into Ukraine, and that was one of the things that was broken. I don't think it was on the level of what we're seeing now. There was definitely, everybody knew that there were biolabs, but not 120 all around the world. It's, again, we've got a lot of sketchy shit going on, and these biolabs have been active since George W. Bush was president. So it all goes back to him. It picked up a lot over the years, but that's when apparently it all started. So we'll get into that.
Yeah, and the shit that they're working on in these biolabs, you see a list of all the diseases that it's not just enough that anthrax is this dangerous. They're genetically modifying anthrax to make it more deadly, and Ebola and smallpox, and the list goes on, and you just read down the list of these. Truly, I mean, bubonic plague they're fucking around with. I mean, that's why we are one mistake away from just a total annihilation. Unbelievable.
We're going to get into all that and more. So let's start with our beers. What do you have over there?
Well, I have an offering from RAR Brewing. Apparently they're from Maryland. That's all the information that I got from my wife. I did not look up their website, so I don't know if it's decent or not.
They're a good brewer.
RAR.
We got RAR out here a lot. Mostly their sours.
Yeah, and that's what I think I've got here. I think this is sour. We do have a Jefe sighting, so I'm going to hold off on my beer because when Jefe's in town, all things get put on hold.
My what?
Well, there he is. How's it going, Jefe?
Oh, it's going.
Why are you working early?
So
why are you working early? Is she hot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there it is. There it is. Yep. We don't need any more info on that. Yep.
It was a girl I switched days with a couple weeks ago. And then she asked if we could switch start times today. And I was like, yeah, no problem. She works at 4, I work at 6. And she had something going on. And so I fill out the paperwork. The way it works is you fill out this piece of paper, put my name, start time, and just it's kind of an agreement just in case one of us fucks up and doesn't show up or whatever. And so I put the paper on the boss's desk like you're supposed to, and then she's supposed to go and fill out her name and everything and sign it, and then it gets approved by the boss. So I did my part. I filled out the paper and put it on the desk, and then just completely forgot about it because I just assumed She wanted it. She asked for it. So it's going to get done. And so last night, I actually saw her in the break room, and I just out of habit just said, we're switching tomorrow, right? Just to be 100% sure it was the right day. And she said something, and then she said, I'll let you know. And I thought she was talking to someone else in the break room, because that's when people switch days, they both know it. It's just a given thing. And so I figured she was talking to somebody else, but she was talking to me. And she never did reach out to me last night or today. And I just was like, it was just in my head as a given thing. I'm working at 4:00 today. So I show up, and they're like, who are you? You know, we do a little pre-shift meeting. And I say, I'm Liv. And they're like, okay. And then like 10 seconds later, they go, well, why is she coming up behind you? And she's coming up behind me with her box. And I was like, oh, you're not supposed to be here. I'm you. And she's like, no, I never told you we were going to do it for sure. And I was like, oh. And I was like, wow. I go, I'll just go sit in the break room. And the boss is like, no, you're both here. Just both work. So,
all right.
So yeah, that's, you know, I mean, it's no harm, no foul kind of thing. If one of us didn't show up, like if we switched days and I didn't show up because I thought she was going to be here, then there would be problems. But
right.
One of us showing up early is not that big of a deal, except on a fucking podcast night. And it throws a wrench in the monkey kind of thing.
It does. It does. But that's okay. We're here. We got you. It's all good.
Yeah, but but go back to the part where she's hot.
Yeah, she's cute as a button.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we need to know, really.
I mean, that's kind of a prequel for Jefe.
Right. Well, that was the assumption.
Yeah.
But also, you're a nice guy. I know you've switched with some male colleagues before, and
true.
So, you know, I just wanted to know.
They don't have to be hot. They can just be
right.
dudes.
Yeah.
With a nice cock.
What do you boys think about the World Cup so far? We're about 2 days in, I think.
I got a couple thoughts quickly. I have a bet going tonight, and one of the legs is Scotland straight up. And I was watching the whole first half out in the pit, thinking Scotland was one team and Haiti, or who are they playing? Haiti, yeah, was the other team. And so I'm rooting for the one team, and the other team scored, and I was like, God damn it. Well, it turns out I was rooting for the wrong team the whole time. I had the teams wrong. So when the team scored, I thought I was down 1-0. I'm actually up 1-0. So I'm happy now. And secondly, I know soccer players they're good athletes and they're tough and everything, but can you imagine if football players fell down as much as soccer players did? It's just so fucking over the top.
Yeah, it makes it hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're trying to make and a guy bumps you, and it slows you down, and you can't make the play. So you fall down hoping to get a call. But it's just so excessive. Oh, here comes Susan.
And there's been
Hey, how you doing? Pretty good. All right.
There's good job, man. Way to play it cool. And there's been a few cases too already here in this World Cup where like guys weren't even touched and they're going down.
Right.
Like it was close and they still just fall down. And I mean, I'm with you. And I think it's funny to hear the rest of the world say, you know, Americans will make the claim like if our best athletes played soccer, we would absolutely mop the fucking world. And then they're like, no, it's not even close.
Right.
You wouldn't even get close. Yeah, we would. You have no idea the athletes and the capabilities. And imagine if you started out a fantastic athlete, like, I don't know, like a Barry Sanders or a Michael Jordan, but instead of a basketball or a football, they had a soccer ball on their foot since they were 3. It's not even close. And by the way, the most popular sport in America for women is soccer. And oh, by the way, we are the best team in the world. Yes, if we wanted to, we could win the World Cup every year. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Or every 4 years, I guess.
Jefe, what about the Knicks and Spurs? Because we're predicting that the Knicks will end up winning tonight and NYC will be on fire. Maybe this might actually do it in.
I think the Spurs win tonight. But I do think the Knicks will win in 6. And yes, New York City will burn to the ground. It's going to burn to the ground no matter what.
Either way. Yeah, either way.
At this point,
Exactly.
there's been one team that's come back from the finals from a 3-1 deficit in the history of the finals. And so to happen to the Knicks, if it does happen, the city's doomed without Mandami. It's doomed no matter what. But I think the Spurs will get it done tonight.
It'll be interesting. Knicks fans have rioted every night.
I heard.
Up, Spurs fans and lighting cars on fire. They've been very, very, very professional, very fan-like.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard people wearing Spurs gear getting jumped and stuff like that. It's wonderful.
Yeah, but that's New York.
Sportsmanship.
Gotta love the brotherhood there, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Are we so bored? Is there not enough problems in this country, in this world, that we have to create some false hate on someone because they're wearing a different color shirt, or they like a different team than we do? I mean, really? It never crossed my mind. The only fights we ever got in when we were playing sports is if the other team was getting physical and cheating and being a bunch of bitches. Then we would fight. But it wasn't because they were wearing a different jersey. It's because they're being dicks. And I don't understand why. What gives you the right, the impetus that I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm gonna beat the shit out of you because you're not a fan of my team? What? Who cares? Who cares?
Well, Lisa makes a good point. It's like gang colors at this point, especially in New York.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, I can see where gang stuff gets out of hand. Some Crip shoots a blood. The Bloods are going to retaliate. You know, you got two rival Italian mob gangs. You know, what was that whole thing? You put one of ours in the hospital, we put one of yours in the grave. Right. I can even understand that a little bit. But sports, really?
It's sports, yeah. So let me ask you about this. We've seen where there's been instigators at protests and riots. It happens all the time now. We know this. Would it surprise you to have in the communist city of New York instigators starting shit just to start shit?
I don't know.
I mean, I think that's 100% happening already, and it will happen again.
Yep.
I think it is. I think it's going to be a thing. I really do. And it does just speed along the NYC's descent into.
It's going to be Gotham.
Chaos.
I mean, it's Gotham.
That's pretty close now, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty close now.
So we got a limited crew tonight, huh? With the chat.
Actually,
kind of a full chat. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
actually, it's pretty full. Yeah.
Good deal. I just saw there were a couple of people going to be out or possibly out.
Yeah, no, I claimed Susan wasn't going to be here, and she is. And so now I feel like the asshole, which, what's new?
What else is new?
But she's, exactly. That's just my MO. But she is here by the grace of God. So that was a false alarm. That was my bad.
Okay. Well, it's good. Good news.
Yeah.
Welcome to everybody in chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you hear, Jefe, that my, I mean, I get uncomfortable calling her my girlfriend, but I mean, that's her words. Okay. But Sydney Sweeney, my girl, she's actually at the Knicks game tonight. So we're going to have some updates on what Sydney's doing tonight. She's texting me regularly. I told her it's a show night, but she just won't stop blowing my phone up, but.
Oh, they never listen.
I know. I mean, infatuated is a strong word, but it's crazy. She just won't leave me alone. Anyway, I'll be giving some updates from Sydney from the game. Yeah.
Did she not invite you, or what's going on there? Oh, it's show night.
It's a show night, Jefe. She knows that takes precedence.
Yeah, I forgot.
God.
Yeah. At least she's that smart. Actually, at least she gets that. Yeah.
She honors that much. Yeah.
You are flying out after the show, though.
Of course, after party. It's a riot after party. I got six Molotov cocktails ready to go.
Nice. Yes. Smoke your cigarette with style too.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Wow, time flies. I do have a farm report next time around.
Woo!
Okay.
And it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh boy. That sounds ominous, and I like it. I like the teaser. We're gonna let it just hang there because that's great. I love it. Like a sweaty pair of balls. Just let it hang.
Just hanging around.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an hour unless they put a mucker in.
Father Mucker.
Father Mucker. So see you guys in a little bit.
All right, man.
We'll
Sounds
see ya.
good. Make some money. Woo.
All right.
All
See ya.
right. Good luck.
Later.
All right. Tell me about your RAR beer.
Okay, it's you mentioned that you get a lot of their sours. I'm assuming that's what this one is. This one poured. It's like blood red. It's a beautiful beer, blood red. That foamy, real thick texture to it. I'm smelling it. I'm gonna say cherries or strawberries. I'm gonna go cherries actually, because it's so dark red. Although there might be strawberries in there too, because I'm smelling some strawberry. But anyway, I have not. While Jefe was here, I have not. I've been drinking my side bitch. I haven't had a sip of this yet. So let's see what we got.
And they are out of Maryland. So good brewery. Really good brewery.
Oh, fuck me. That's like a, goddamn. You remember those? Well, I know you do, but you remember the cherry pies you used to get from McDonald's?
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you had to wait a couple hours for them to cool off below the temperature of the sun. But once they cooled off, God, I used to eat those things. That's what this is. It's a McDonald's cherry pie in a glass. That is really good. That is going to spoil my next beer. I'm sure of it. Wow, that's good. I haven't been doing a lot of sours lately, but it's definitely sour season. And that one's delicious. All right, let's see what we got. Because I'm not familiar enough with their beers to actually pick the beer out, but those are the flavor notes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't have
cool.
they don't have a lot of their beers on their site anyway, so this will be good.
This one is called Out of Order Sith
Yes.
Sauce. It's a picture of a Darth Maul looking character,
Yes.
and so that's where the red is coming from. Let's see here. Brewed with copious amounts of raspberries, strawberries, cherries, pastry cream, and lactose. Yeah, so there you go. Cherry fucking pie in a glass. Holy crap, that's good. 5%er. Yeah, there you go. There's the can.
Yep.
Pretty cool artwork, actually.
They
yeah.
do a really nice job with those. Their whole Out of Order series is a lot like that. So you're gonna if you find any of those up there, you're gonna find it's definitely not the same kind of beers, but you're gonna get the same attention to detail like what you've got there. That's cool.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I'm very happy right now. This one's gonna go down quick. I'll tell you that much.
Good.
What are you drinking?
So I have a beer from a brewery that I haven't had anything from. This is from Bear Bottle Brew Co. They are out of San Francisco, and this one is actually called Hef Moon Bay. So it's a Hefeweizen, and we'll just go ahead and dive right in. Hefeweizen, it's going to be more of a wheat beer. This one's about 5.5 ABV, so pretty light, not a big deal. Oh, little more bitter than a Half Moon. It's not Half Moon. It's
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. Little
Yep.
more bitter than that. Definitely a Hefeweizen. I would have liked it to be a little bit more sweet or have a little bit more banana to it. There's not a lot of that, which typically, kind of brings down the bitterness. But it's a good hef. It's a good hef. Very, very, very light. Very, very light. Almost a little cardamom in there. Almost. It's like it wants to be there, but it's not.
You're just baiting me. You just want me to say cardamom.
It's not me. I'm thinking of the women out there that listen to our show. They want to hear that. They want to hear that. I'm just here.
If I didn't
help produce.
Yeah, if I'd have known, I would have done some tongue warm up exercises. I've got a full regimen that I work on.
Yeah. Well, I hear you can do push-ups with your tongue.
Well, I mean, that was proven in Vegas when those girls asked me if I could do 15 push-ups, and I did. I don't even remember how many I did, but I got some free drinks.
You did. It was awkward with your tongue, but they're okay with it. And the battery of antibiotics you got afterwards, which was really, really good because that street was, well, it's the biggest street.
Still got a little bit of a respiratory infection from that, but it was worth it.
All right, let's get down to business. Little Dana White coming at you, talking about UFC. What is this? Which UFC is this? Is there even a number?
Oh, God. Oh, 3 something. Actually, I don't know. Because it's DC, I don't know that this is an official card. I'm not, we should let me ask Grok that.
So the bonus pool, the purse is ridiculous. Everything that's been happening so far, the energy tonight has just been insane. There's thousands and thousands of people on the National Mall. Just huge outpouring of people for this thing. And it's going to be a time. I'm actually excited for this event.
Yeah, me too. I don't watch a lot of UFCs. I mean, some of the bigger fights I'll go out to a bar or something and watch it. It is officially licensed. The local DC commission has officially licensed it. So these are title bouts. They're actually official card. It's an official card. And along with the prize money, we could have some new champions out of this. So that's kind of cool.
So one of the things that comes to my mind, what's the security going to be like?
Yeah.
This is going to be pretty crazy when you think about it. You got to worry about drones. You got to worry about all kinds of stuff like that.
It's so open. I just think about snipers.
Well, I don't know. I would think they're going to have that handled some way. I don't know how.
Well, you would have thought that in Butler too.
Well,
I mean,
or every other time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This one's going to be interesting. I'm all for it, though. It pissed off the left. The left is so mad. The left had a really bad week. They had a really, really bad week. They had Elon became a trillionaire. Karmelo Anthony was sentenced to his 35 years. Did you know that somebody sued to try and stop the 250 event this week?
Celebration. Yeah, I did. I mean, what? How un-American are you? Yeah.
On your worst day, how can you be that big of a piece of shit?
Yeah. Again, if you have a spectacle like this, of course it's going to draw attention from both sides for the good stuff and all the bad stuff. Are we wasting a lot of taxpayer money on this? I don't think so. I think, Dana White and the UFC are footing most of the expenses for this. But yeah, to sue, I mean, who are you suing and on what grounds? I mean, if you get the license to operate in a public space, then it's free speech, man. You can say and do anything pretty much as long as, you're not hurting innocents. You're good to go.
It's going to be interesting. There's already been a lot of people bitching about how Trump's going to make a ton of money off of this because he does have a piece of UFC. And Dana White's going to make bank off of it too. This is what they do.
Sure.
But
I don't have a problem with that.
Well, at this point, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Somebody is always going to be making money off of this stuff. It doesn't matter who it is. The fact that we don't have a tranny who's walking around topless at the White House is really, honestly, that's refreshing. This is the best thing that we could probably do at the White House right now. And I know a lot of people are going to have a problem with it. It's not very presidential like. Well, we stopped being presidential like with Biden walking around like a zombie and Kamala and her word salads. We stopped what a president actually was. And I don't know who's going to actually restore that. But at this point, I'm going to lean into this one. 250
100%.
years. We're still going. We've got a lot of conflict. We got a lot of shit to iron out. But Jesus Christ, come together for a weekend.
Yep. Well said. And I'll tell you what, I'll take this over Obama, who was extremely presidential. I mean, I give him that. Very well spoken. Presented himself. Yeah. But I'm just saying, as a president, he was very presidential. but he was doing some really awful, naughty shit that we're finding out about now. So up front and on camera, he's very presidential. I don't fucking like the guy. I don't ever want him to be president or anyone like him to be president again. So give me this bread and circus stuff, which, you know, is an interesting analogy. I get it. But give me this stuff when we're actually trying to highlight patriotism and what makes America great and a party atmosphere around our 250th birthday. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. I'll take this any day of the week over someone who's quote unquote presidential.
You know, since you brought up Obama, did you hear what's going on with this presidential shower or presidential?
You mean bath? Whoa, he took a bath on that one. Yes, I did hear that. This is fantastic because at the end of the day, and all respect to Aaron and anyone else who listens in the Chicagoland area, but at the end of the day, Obama's going to screw over the very voters who put him in office originally. You know, when he was attorney general in Illinois, or maybe he wasn't even attorney general. I think maybe he may have been. Chicago's where he got his start. That's my point.
Yeah. And
those are the people that got him to where he eventually ended up. And now, but they're going to have to foot the bill. They're going to be on the hook. And I just, that's very ironic. Like, fuck you, Obama. Thank you very much for sticking us with, what, $470 million? Jesus Christ.
Taxpayer risk. This is from Fox News. Obama Presidential Center's $470 million endowment sits at just $1 million as subcontractors claim they're owed millions days before the grand opening. The fund was promised as an insurance policy so Chicago taxpayers wouldn't get stuck covering future costs on the 99-year deal.
Whoops.
Construction costs have ballooned from $330 million to at least $850 million. The Obama Foundation says the center is fully funded and plans to make significant investments in the endowment in coming years, but critics say a promise to raise money later is not the same as having a funded backstop in place. They're going to be on the hook for this Cold War monstrosity in downtown Chicago. It's absolutely, this is going to be awful. It's going to be an eyesore. It looks terrible. There's hardly any windows in it. It's just a gigantic, it's a gigantic concrete phallic symbol. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's
a big monolith. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's massive amounts of surveillance in there. It just looks like it.
Well, I'd like to know what's going on underneath it, right? I mean, we all know that the billionaires are building bunkers all over, and we can, have conjecture as to why. But I'm wondering if this isn't the Obama's end of the world bunker underneath there, because that thing's going to survive a lot.
$850 million.
My God.
What could you have possibly needed to do in that for $850 million?
Yeah. Unless it goes down 30 floors,
No, it very well could be. It could be the communist center for America at this point. The DCA might use it. You never know. Unreal. Unreal. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Karmelo Anthony being found guilty. I'm not going to say I struggled with this one because for me, it was a no-brainer that he needed to go to jail. And he's going to go to jail for a really long time. The stuff that, when we talked about this at the very beginning, the piece that bothered me the most, I think, is how you could have parents who are such pieces of shit that they turned it into a grift to the point that you only get a public defender. Absolutely amazing that happened. But yeah, this is what the kid's going to be dealing with. And he's going to be passed around in prison. He's done. He's done.
Yep.
He's absolutely done.
Yeah, or he's going to go into the prison system and be, quote unquote, taken care of and come out an even more bitter, violent human being. Because, look, 35 years, that's parole in what, 17, 18 years? And then what? He's only going to be 35, 36, 37 at that time. The whole, again, don't get me started on that whole thing, but the prison model is so deeply flawed, and we all know it. And also, I don't want someone like that running around stabbing kids. So I get it. Let's lock him up somewhere. But then what? You know, and then he just either he gets taken care of, like you said, and he doesn't make it, or he gets taken care of, like I said, and people surround him and they train him to be a true thug, a true violent individual when he gets out. There's very few happy endings at the end of that.
So I think Lisa's correcting me. He also, let's see, Lisa says in chat, Mike Howard is not a public defender. Howard and Shook were privately retained. Karmelo was assigned a public defender, but they paid for his attorney. He also applied for a public defender for his appeals process because Karmelo is indigent. His parents are not. So we'll have to see how this is actually going to break out. And yeah, they've got an appeals process that's coming. Because they say, well, there weren't any black people on the jury. It was a very diverse jury. The black people who were there, they didn't meet the requirements because they're educators, and the prosecution, they objected to it, and there was nothing you can do. Okay, they got bounced out. Sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it being a problem. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing as we go forward. The thing that I did like that. This didn't turn into a BLM mess, and I thought that was exactly what was going to happen. I think Texas
yet,
but
yeah,
wouldn't you have expected it to be right then?
Yeah, I think one thing that I did see, to your point, I saw a lot of black content creators coming out and actually being very well spoken on this, and basically saying, "Look, this kid was the instigator. He was asked to leave several times. He got pushed. It could have just been a scuffle. Instead, he pulled out a knife. He needs to go to prison." And so I think maybe that there is enough influence in the black community to be like, hey, wait a minute. We get it. But this is not a racial issue. This is not a young black man who was shot by, white police officers or something for no reason. This kid was the instigator. He did the murder. Now he has to do the time. He has to pay for that. So maybe there is some sort of logic and some cooler heads prevailing in the black community. It's just that we saw a lot of loud voices like this fucking idiot you're about to play. We saw a lot of loud voices trying to make this a racial issue and an injustice. And I
it's really not.
Eric Metcalf's father was on an NDA for a long time, but now that the trial's over, he finally opened up and he let Karmelo's parents have it. Your son killed my son. And then you tried to make money off of it. Fuck off. In every way possible, fuck off. Unbelievable.
Awful. Was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Like like with the little scissors and everything and whatever. So it was small. I would have argued the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
And
I forgot he had this bag.
If it was one of the little, like I don't know, like I do think.
Well, that's why he went to his coach and was like, but I don't think I hurt him that bad.
Yeah, but he died.
That, of course, is the Jasmine Crockett. She mouthed off a lot this week, and we haven't had her. Fortunately, we haven't had her on the show in a long time. None of the clips with her. I think she's kind of taken a back seat a lot of times. But she even came out this week and said she made a comment that the father should have taught her boys that black boys have boundaries, and so it was their fault that he got killed.
Unbelievable.
It's so tone deaf. She can't get removed from office fast enough. She is just an awful person. She's an awful example. Just terrible. We've got more of her tonight too, because she actually ran her mouth with when the SLPC was testifying in Congress this week. So we've got her mouthing off to what was her name? Almeida King, I think. I'll need to go back and check, make sure of the name. But
yeah, I think that's right.
But yeah, so she had a week. She had a week where she just can't help herself. She's just mouthy, and that's just her.
I think too, it does. it does show the shallowness. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it, because I don't want to just go with, she's a fucking idiot. Because clearly she's doing something that got her to where she is. I don't think she went the whole Karmelo route and was on her knees the whole time. She played her cards right, so I think she's got some intelligence on some level. But it is a very shallow way of thinking to say, well, I mean, how big was it? I mean, it's not a deadly weapon if it's small. First of all, the kid died, so it was a deadly weapon. And I'm going to tell you right now, your fists can be deadly weapons. Your feet, your knees, your mouth. You can bite someone's throat out. Anything can be a deadly weapon. To argue that, well, it was so small. You can take an ice pick, which is very thin, and kill somebody. What is your argument there? What is the end game to that? Well, it wasn't that big a deal. It was just a little Swiss Army knife. Either way, the kid died because of the direct actions of what Karmelo did to him. End of story. We're arguing over, what was that line in Fight Club? Like, you're polishing the brass on the fucking Titanic here. It doesn't matter. That's an irrelevant argument. Quit worrying about the brass. You're going down. Period.
Drew Anthony, people, we are under attack. All money will be refunded. We want make another attempt without, and I'm reading it straight from his tweet. It's not.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance. Please be patient. So they're having all of their funding taken away from the different crowdfunding sources that have been out there. And they rightfully should. They absolutely should. I think this one is from Spot Fund. Reached out to them and said, nah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to refund the money back, and any donations received through the campaign will be refunded to the respective donors. You don't qualify. This is awful. So that's where the parents' head are, which, again, like I said earlier, it's sad, it's disgusting. It's your freaking kid here. You did a shitty job raising him, so now you're trying to score off of it. Just awful. Let's get into Belfast. This was a really, really rough week. And I will tell you right now, when I saw the picture of this Sudanese guy, this visa-holding immigrant, who actually he got there because of the express lane, basically, that was put out by Rishi Sunak, the mayor of London. So he had no business being there, but he got put in just like the open borders happened here, just like in the UK. There is no boundaries. But seeing this individual straddling a man and trying to cut off his head set my week just in motion for, I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to look at the news at all after seeing it. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it still staggers me. Not that this is the point of this case, but it still staggers me that someone was taking that video and did nothing about it. They would rather film it than go over there and help. Luckily, 2 people did get over there and help and disarm the guy, and I hope got in a shot or 2. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the fact that it was on video and he was trying to take his head off. Again, murder is one thing. You're trying to decapitate somebody. What the fuck? That's animal behavior right there. That's an animal. Don't tell me that these people belong in our communities. That's not okay. And apparently, by all accounts, it was a completely innocent dude. Like you said, he had special needs, completely innocent, just mind his own business, walking down the street, and this guy just attacked him. And enough.
4 days earlier, the guy helped this guy move into his home 4 days prior, and now he's been being killed.
Wow.
Just awful.
Well,
his face
there
is
you
destroyed. It's all cut up. He lost one eye. He's blind and blind in the other now. It's just horrible. It's just horrible.
And the people of Belfast, and I'll just say the people of Ireland, they're fun and they like to drink and they like to party and sing and dance, but they can only be pushed so far. And this was apparently the bag of chips that broke the shopping cart, because Belfast absolutely erupted this week. I mean, you had individuals from the IRA saying That's it. We're uniting with everybody. Let's get the fucking Catholics in here. Let's get the Knights Templar in here. Let's everybody put on black, put a fucking hood over your face, and let's cause havoc. Let's find these people. Let's burn their homes down. Let's make sure that the government understands that enough is enough. And that's what they did. Buses got torched, cars got torched, overturned. People got dragged out of their homes. It was ugly. It was almost the Russian czars when they got dragged out of their house and fucking shot in the streets. I don't know that they're not releasing any police data as far as, amount of damage, like dollars or euros or whatever. And they're not releasing if anybody got hurt or killed. I'm going to tell you people got hurt and probably killed because they were pissed. It was a mob.
This is Pastor Chris Wickland from the UK, and he's talking about the UK in general.
And today I'm deeply shocked and saddened, almost tearful, at what I saw on X and various other footage this morning coming out from Belfast of a black African man straddled on top of a white man and potentially trying to cut his head off, trying to decapitate him. And people managed to stop him. And the guy that had the knife attack on his throat is in hospital now. And, no sooner have we dealt with the issue of Henry Novak with two-tier policing, two-tier justice, equity, diversity and inclusion, which means equity means fairness goes to those of a different religion or of a different colour than to white. Now, let's not forget the CPS. If it wasn't for Robert Jenrick that exposed it, the CPS, I believe they tried to put through legislation that basically would give people of migrants, the court would give them leniency over a white person. This is unbelievable. And what is the cause of all this? And it is basically open border, mass migration, all the illegal migration. They're not just coming in on small boats, they're coming in on lorries and all other areas as well. And Ireland is quite specifically seeing the front end of this, probably more so than we are here in Britain. But it's just like, when is enough enough? We have the grooming gang scandal. The police wouldn't deal with it because it would be deemed racist. So mass injustice, mass industrial rape went on our girls, on our young women, and even potentially some of those have been murdered. But nothing was done about it because it was deemed racist. Well, what has happened to our nation? And we have politicians like the three monkeys. The politicians put their hands over their eyes. We don't want to see any evil that's going on that we have brought upon this nation. Fingers in their ears. We don't want to hear what evil we have brought upon this nation. And they won't speak out against injustice. And neither will we speak about the evil that's been going on in this nation. This nation is at breaking point. I don't condone violence of any kind, obviously I don't. And don't ever quote me thinking that I do, because I don't. But the potential for civil unrest is now really, really high. If there was a DEFCON, I'd say we're like nearly right to the top. People have had enough of this. And we had enough of being gaslit by our politicians that somehow we're the ones that are in the wrong. Now, I need to make this clear as well. And I'm going to say something that's actually really quite disturbing. And I need to say this because it has to be said. Now, in the Southport riots, which our Prime Minister came out and said, this was done by the far right and we shall have the full force of the law against them. Something that you may not know, and please forgive me if this disturbs you, but we need to hear this. is that one of those girls that were murdered in Southport basically had her head nearly cut off, all right, decapitated. That's why people were so enraged with anger. That's why people were on the streets doing what they were doing, because they are tired of people around them and politicians not listening to their plight, not listening to their cry. And then to the Prime Minister within hours to go on TV and say that this was done by the far right. Again, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. We are so tired of politicians that do not stand up for the people of this nation.
I think it's really, really well said.
Well said. Yep.
Fantastic job. And let's call it what it is. The whole point of this mass migration, the mass replacement, that it's in the UN. It's a UN paper we've talked about. I think we talked about it last week. I've talked about it on the show, and I will post it more again. The whole point is flood the nation, flood Europe with immigrants, and turn it into a third world nation so that it's going to be easier to control. Put everybody on the same level. You're gonna lower the standard of living. You're going to completely destroy your nation, and that's what they want. They want a nation they can go ahead and just completely control. In this chaos that's happening leads you to things like this.
A violent knife attack by a Sudanese asylum seeker in Belfast on Monday led to a night of riots and vehicles set alight in the city. Video of the horrific knife attack, which we've chosen not to show, was posted online. Far-right agitators then shared the material, using it to stoke racial tensions and push for violent retribution. The UK regulator has powers directing tech companies to remove violent posts and control racially charged responses. But Elon Musk chose instead to double down on inciting rhetoric on his platform.
Imagine being so upset,
Jesus,
with the social media platform for allowing that information to get out, which everybody needed. Unfortunately, everybody needed to see it. Everybody needs a wake-up call. This is not something that you should bury. Is it harsh? Is it brutal? Is it faces of death kind of stuff? Yes, it absolutely is. But you have to see what you're dealing with at this point. So to be more upset at the platform that's showing it than you are about somebody having their head almost fucking ripped off their body? Really? But that's okay, because they want censorship. They want to lock everything down. They want to make sure that you don't have social media. If you don't have social media, you can't spread the word. You can't get information out there. You can't talk about things that are bad. You can't organize as easily. This plays right into their hands, and this is the kind of sick shit that we're going to be up against.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me that words like rape, words like murder, words like beheading, those are now somehow tied to racism.
Yep.
And I'm trying to, because again, you talked a little bit about the hypocrisy of things earlier. It doesn't matter. What was the movie with McConaughey and Samuel L. Jackson, Time to Kill? And the ending scene, or the big crescendo, was, this white lawyer tells the jurors to close their eyes and imagine this girl being raped and dragged along back of a truck, and then the guys urinate on her, and then he's like, now imagine if that little girl was white. And it was like this big shocking, like, oh shit. The atrocities that people commit against other people, shouldn't have, oh, well, yes, the white girl got raped by all these black guys, but that's racist, and so we can't talk about it. But if a bunch of white guys rape a black, then we can talk about it, and they all need to be shot. And my point is, and again, this is heavy stuff to be talking about, but it is, you could watch that newscaster, using very scripted language, far right, and she had to name Elon Musk by name as though he was the one that was like, yep, go ahead and show that particular clip. I'd like to see that on my platform. It's a concerted deliberate effort to sow more division and to weaken the population as a whole. And if people aren't seeing that, if you get bought into this ideological bullshit, if you are ideologically captured, that's the new term that people are using.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't have any time for you. And not only do I not have any time, I actually don't have any real compassion for you. And at the farthest reaches, I don't have any mercy for you. If you're going to waste your time trying to somehow justify a heinous act of violence on someone because they were a different skin color than is okay to talk about, then I personally am not going to have any sort of time or patience or mercy for that. We're all getting to a point where we're done. And again, if that's the end game, if they want social unrest, if they want a civil war, and I'm not just saying here in America, I mean anywhere, they're doing a real good job of it. And I'm actually going to be a willing participant because I'm tired of it. I'm done.
So there was some talk about the protests that took place, the protests against racism all across the UK today. So I did a little research. All of them were funded by open source and Soros groups. They're all socialist groups that were funding it. And again, when these type of protests pop up, it's all planned. It's all planned.
Well, yeah, because everyday people don't. How is it racist to talk about a really bad thing that happened to an innocent person? That's not a racist thing. No.
How's that beer going?
Oh, I just knocked it back. It's gone. I really enjoyed that. My next beer is it's a Baltic Porter. You know how I feel about Baltic Porters, and I know it's going to be delicious, but it's going to really have to be over the top delicious to beat that beer. That was a fantastic beer. God, it was good. I found myself like just really enjoying every sip and a few gulps. So yeah, I'm excited for my next beer, but that one was fantastic. How about yours? How's yours going?
Good. It was a nice way to start things off. Nice Hefeweizen. It's not a style that I want to pay a lot of money for. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think this beer was probably
agreed.
$4, $5 maybe. I'm glad I tried it though. And honestly, it makes me want to try the other Bear Bottle brews when I can find them. So that was a nice introduction to that particular brewer. You know, I think if I'm looking for a 6-pack of a Hefeweizen, I might go with a layup and just go with a local wheat beer or even a Full Moon. It's kind of a weird style that you're in the mood for just occasionally. So I probably wouldn't go hunting this one down again, but it was a good introduction, like I said.
Yeah, and they are a good wheat beer. I mean, if that's your jam, Hefts are the way to go. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, a good Blue Moon, it was a gateway beer for me. You know, it kind of got me into trying some different stuff besides Bud Light.
Yeah. All right. I think we've got another beer to get into, so we'll be back in a minute. All right, beer 2. You remember a couple of weeks ago, Fitz, when I had that beer from that taco shop out in Phoenix?
Oh, yeah.
So I've got another one. And this one is Santa. I guess it's a Saison.
Okay, a Mexican Saison.
Yeah, it is. And I picked this up from Beer Barn today. It's called Tamarindo. It is a Saison. It's 6.9 Saison, too. With Chef LT's instinctive blending, our cultures and San Brewery mastery. Really hard to read this. Tamarindo Blush, a collaboration Saison. Tamarind carries the sense of movement, trade diaspora. It shows up across. I can't even read this. The print is like sick. It's like four font. I'm not even gonna bother. It's all right. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna have the beer. I will go to the website though, and you can take a look at it. So I'm excited. Because I would love for there to be a brewer in town that does a good saison.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hard to come by.
Pouring it out here. Kind of a rusty gold color. A little foggy. Totally looks like a saison. Smells like it. It smells dry.
Well, I like my saisons like I like my... Never mind. I'm not going to finish that.
A lot of copper.
Any banana in that one?
You could smell the banana. You can't taste the banana. It's kind of...
Sorry, I was just came to mind. I'm pretty sure there was a...
Yep.
That was the name of a porn.
You can taste the banana. You can smell the banana.
Don't taste the banana, just smell it.
Just smell it.
Sorry. God damn it. Oh, okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Let me see if I can find this online. Because I got a hunch this brewery is just, they don't do a lot of, they don't market well. Yeah. See,
Well, they're pretty local still, aren't they?
They're very local. But if you're bottling and you're canning, shouldn't you, I feel like you should have a better presence than just, here, look at my shirts. And that's what they do. So it's kind of disappointing in that respect. I'll get away from that and I'll go back to the beer. Good beer, dry, not a lot to it. Definitely not like a Belgium saison. Some of the really good stuff that we've had. I think you had one last week that was a really good one.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yep.
It's drinkable. Yeah, I would say it's even crushable. Tamarindo, pink pepper, and agave is in this one. It's interesting. I'll give them credit for giving it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I probably wouldn't go out and buy another one. If I'm looking for a saison, I'm going to go. That's like buying a really good wine. So I don't know that it's something that I probably wouldn't go after this one again. We'll see. But I need to go out to that brewery too. I need to go out there. I might have to take Jefe out there.
Yeah.
And go grab a beer one day and just kind of see what we got.
Yeah, they got an interesting vibe going on there. I mean, it's a cool shtick. In the middle of downtown Phoenix, you got your definitely your heavy Latino influence there, and almost got a Senor Frogs thing going on.
Yeah,
and it looks like too that Tamarindo is a place down in Costa Rica, but it's also a fruit like a tamarind, I think.
Right.
So yeah, I mean maybe they're from Costa Rica and they're just kind of because the frog looks very jungle-like. Rainforesty.
So tamarind is a leguminous tree bearing edible fruit that is indigenous to tropical Africa and naturalized Asia. So there you go.
Well, there you go.
All right. And we can do some Martha Stewart because she wants to tell us how to use it too. So maybe we can do that in the after show.
Oh, Martha. I'll tell you what, I still fall back on a lot of her recipes. Not saying that, she came up with them, but her brand, I do like the way she cooks or the way her people cook. I don't, that was
Snoop
racist,
Dogg.
I think.
Snoop Dogg likes the way she cooks.
Of course.
All right. What do you have over there? I think you had a Baltic.
As I alluded to, I do have a Baltic. This is from Block 15. Again, great brewery up here. What kind of took me with this one, number one, the artwork is great. It's called Ocean Man, and it kind of has an old 50s comic book look to it, which is kind of cool. But it's called Ocean Man. What really drew me to this is it's a Baltic porter, but it's an 8%er. Now, Baltics are usually in the 6 to 7 range, sometimes even lower, 5.5 to 7. To find a Baltic that's an 8%er is a little rare, not unheard of, but a little rare. And again, I have a thing for Baltic porters. I love them. They are easy to fuck up, though. I will say that going in. I've had a few my last few actually have not been great. So I'm hoping this is not one of those. I'm hoping they nailed it. Block 15 usually does a solid job. So let's see what we got.
Yeah, Block 15 is pretty great, and this one actually ranks as looks like it's a 4-star in most of the.
Yeah, they nailed that one. Holy shit, that's a real good Baltic.
Okay,
little bit of coffee, little bit of battery, little bit of chocolate, but really you just get the cooked burnt malt in there. That's really good. That's a flavorful beer. Exact opposite of what I just had. The last one was not bitter, very sweet, a little sour. This one is not sour at all, a little bitter, no sweetness. And really, this one really makes you want to sip it. There's a lot going on here. It's very good. Really good job.
Excellent. Do they have a specific series that's attached to? Because I know I don't see it anywhere on their site.
No, and this could be one of their newer beers. They do have a thing, and I'm looking here on the can now. They have a thing where they do a series of historical brews, like where they try and use old world recipes. And this is one of those. This is a historical style. This is of their historical style series. So maybe that's why it's not on their main site.
Interesting. Yeah, Block 15 does some really nice stuff, and I know you've been pretty consistent with having one of theirs occasionally. So that's cool. All right.
Yeah, really good.
Right.
Yeah, there's a little spiel on the back of the can here, which I'm not going to read, but the flavor notes are notes of coffee, dried plums, which I didn't get that, maybe because my last beer was so sweet, and then dark chocolate with a clean but decadent finish, which is exactly what this beer is. Really, really good.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Let's do the SpaceX IPO. Let's get into that.
Yeah, interesting little tidbit that I think might help explain why that it just kept going straight up as we watched the day yesterday.
So SpaceX IPO'd, so they went public, and it was very, very, it didn't make it made the show doc last week, but we didn't get into it. And I kind of wish we had, because it would have been a good ramp up to it to be able to explain what happened last week and then to get where we are. The things that went through my head was that this was going to be a massive bag to hold, because you had places like Fidelity removing their requirement for their, I think they had I'm sorry, let's get this out of the way now. We're not financial advisors, so don't listen to us as far as anything that we're going to talk about now. It's just go do your own research.
Good call. Yep.
So Fidelity dropped, they had a $500,000 minimum for being able to trade with them. They dropped it down to $2,000 to bring in a ton of investors, retail investors. This looked like it was set up to be a bag hold for everybody, and it didn't turn out that way yet. I think there's still time for that to happen, but it posted at $135 a share, and I think it ended at $161 by the end, by the final bell on Friday. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go.
It went how I thought it was going to, and I'm going to push this article to the chat because I think it's worth reading. It's an interesting take. I heard about this. One of my buddies, like I said, Michael sent me this on like Tuesday, I think. And basically, the reason that SpaceX is, the stock didn't tank is it's not so much about what they are doing with rockets. It's more about the payload and what they're going to be doing up in space. And that Elon has repeatedly demonstrated, again, it's not him, but the engineers at SpaceX have repeatedly demonstrated that they can send stuff up, bring it back down, and reuse it. And not with the extremely expensive space shuttle materials and all of that. It's just a rocket that goes up and then it can land itself with gyroscopes and the whole thing. We've all seen it. And it's fucking phenomenal. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yep.
So on top of it, SpaceX just unveiled a satellite whose only job is to run AI. No internet, no GPS, just compute floating in orbit. And it's called A11. So if you've got, or sorry, AI-1. It's not A11, AI-1. And they're planning on putting hundreds of thousands of these things. So we've had all the talk about all the AI data centers taking too much power down here on Earth, which they are. Look, I mean, they use a lot of power. And again, we know that there was a concerted effort to make them evil, which they're not inherently evil, but they do use a lot of power, a lot of water, all of that stuff. So if you could have these things up in space running modularly, look at that. That's the video that I was just watching. Up in space and running AI stuff, again, the heat output is completely dissipated into the cold dark of space. So you don't have to worry about cooling them. And you can just run, billions of calculations a second and bounce it off a satellite, which again, he's already demonstrated with Starlink. So I think this is a model that isn't just, hey, look, we can shoot rockets up in the air and bring them back down. It's what's on the rockets that I think is going to make a difference for SpaceX. Long-term, as a company that's going to make this IPO look like child's play when the stock goes above 300 a share or 500 or whatever the limit is. I don't even know. But this just seemed like a viable, very interesting take on it.
Let me play this video here. This is a Sawyer Merritt video. He's a homer for Tesla. So let me see what this is all about. I didn't get to watch the video earlier, so we'll see. If it sucks, we'll just pause it. But I'm hoping they've got some setup with it.
Yeah.
The more challenging part is figuring out how do you get the power for it, and that's where a lot of what we've worked on for existing like Starlink technology, the solar arrays, are what we want to utilize that expertise to be able to build a satellite that can actually launch the critical components of the data center into space itself. We like to look at this and say, like, what is the actual engineering problem here? And it's really a combination of delivering power and then taking the waste heat and energy away and sending it into the vacuum of space, as you mentioned.
This is our AI-1, if you guys want to walk us through.
Yeah. So the first thing that we're really looking at here is like, first you've got to make something compelling, right? And we thought that the right place to start is around the 150 kilowatt peak power level. But as we look at the workloads with our experience with XAI, we get to actually see that we can also support about 120 kilowatts of average compute. There's a difference.
Yeah. What we're showing here is kind of a draft version of the version 1 of the SpaceX AI satellite, the AI-1, I guess you could call it. And seems like a reasonable place to start is 150 kilowatts peak power, 120 kilowatts sustained power. And to give you a sense of what does that actually look like in terms of the size of the radiators, size of the solar panels, the assumptions here are 250 watts per square meter for the solar array and about 1,400 watts per square meter for the radiators. So the radiators, these are double-sided. Radiators are radiating both sides. They're oriented knife edge to the sun, and it's 1,400 watts per square meter is a very achievable goal. Over time, we think we can probably do above 250 watts per square meter and above 1,400 watts per square meter for the solar panels and radiators, respectively. But this gives you like this is pretty much what the satellite's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of solar panels, radiator, and then everything else is pretty small by comparison.
And these are like evolutions of things that we have actually already launched in our Starlink constellation to date.
Yeah.
That's really, I think, the cool part to me is that we're looking at solar technology that we already are going to use on the V3 Starlink vehicle. So I'm like really excited to then just take those and make it bigger.
Yeah. Part of what we want to convey here is that there's not some magic that's necessary that doesn't exist for the AI satellites. As Ian said, a lot of this is technology we've already made for the Starlink V3 satellites.
That's just cool shit. There's not a lot of this probably frustrates a lot of people, but I still don't think that there's a more important person on the planet than this guy.
No,
Elon.
no,
I really don't.
No, I totally agree with you. I think that there's listen, look who he pisses off, right? First of all, he pisses off the woke, and the liberal media, the liberal talking heads out there. So I already like him. Also, you know who he also pisses off is actual scientists in the scientific community, particularly those that are working on climate change, virology, these lab rats that all they do is sit in a lab and experiment on shit. He makes them mad, but because he goes out and just builds stuff, right? He is an engineer to end all engineers. He is the modern day Da Vinci. Although I don't know that he has Da Vinci's artistic sense, but just the sheer number of inventions that his brain, and I love every video he makes like this. Every single time they say, well, we looked at what is the engineering problems. He's looking at how do we make this work? How do we make it scalable? How do we make it repeatable? How do we make this work for everybody? And then they just reverse engineer it. They just make it happen there. And they're also already using parts that are proven, things that they're already launched up into space that they already have as part of their space vehicles. They're just repurposing them and saying, what if we put those on this fucking satellite, made it modular so that if something happens to one of the, CPUs, we can just pull that one out, put a new one in, and off you go. I don't think it's overselling it to say that he's probably the most important individual we have on this planet right now, just because he's tackling the big problems and he doesn't give a fuck what anyone says about it. Oh, you should be, you shouldn't have $1 trillion. You should be spending it on this or that or the other thing. And he's like, whoa, look, I could stop homelessness, sure, but this planet's going to die in the next 20 years. I want to figure out a way to get us off of here. And so, yeah, he's the real deal.
So the IPO put him over $1 trillion. He's the first trillionaire, and it's pissed off everybody on the left. Everybody. Yep. Oh, Graham Plattner. Let's make sure there's never another trillionaire. Okay. I get
Fuck
it.
off.
You don't like people who make money. I got it. Totally get it. I don't like people who sponge off of the economy and are lazy.
Nope.
How do we meet in the middle, you big, arrogant prick? If we don't have people who are able to engineer, entrepreneurs, push us farther, test boundaries, break shit, build shit, and make us better, what are we? I imagine if we never had penicillin. Imagine if we never had steam power. Imagine if we never had nuclear power. The Manhattan Project. Imagine what would have happened if that never had taken place. All of these things push us forward. You might not like it. You might not like the person who's building it, but you have to have an appreciation for it. And that's where we eat the rich. Go fuck yourself. Seriously, you hate capitalism. I got it. That's because it makes you work. That's the only reason why you hate it. And it hates you too, because you're fucking lazy.
Yep. I again, when we say this a hell of a time to be alive, this is the stuff that I get excited about, right? Because I mean, look, we grew up on NASA, and watching movies about the first manned space flights, the right stuff and Apollo 13 and actual engineers who had to solve real world problems at speed in the moment and make shit work. And those are the people, you don't even know most of their names. You never will know their names. They didn't invent something earth-shattering, although Elon is. But what they're doing is solving everyday problems and making our lives better a little bit by a little bit every single day. And I feel like if I hadn't gone the direction I had gone in my life, I would have liked to go into engineering. I like solving those kinds of problems. I was always taking apart my remote control cars as a kid and putting them back together with different gear ratios. And I love working on shit like that. And I got a lot of respect for engineers because they just make this world go. And we just get in our car, we start the fucking engine and we go to work. And you don't understand all of the engineering that went into your one tiny little car. Not even speaking of the other millions that are on the planet. Your one dumb fuck little car and all the engineering that went into it to get you to work. We don't appreciate it. And I think Elon Musk is like, hold my beer. You're going to appreciate this shit because I'm going to save the human race. That's really his goal.
And I actually believe it.
I do too. I think if anybody's going to, it's going to be him.
My thing was you had so many institutional investors that were going to come in and grab a ton.
Yeah.
And I expected them to hold on to it for part of the day, then dump it, and then leave the retail folks with the bag holding. Usually what happens.
True.
Now, maybe because this is, an Elon company, and I don't think that's happened with Tesla. Well,
no.
Yeah, I don't think it has. Maybe I should have read that a little bit differently. But, that the stock, it's not that expensive right now. What's Tesla trading at?
That's a good question. I shall find out.
You got it? Okay. While you're looking that up, the Knicks are down by 2 with under 4 minutes left. I would guess that Sydney Sweeney is texting you like mad. She has to be like very.
Oh, she's so excited. She's so excited. Tesla's trading at 406.43.
Yeah.
At the moment, and it was down $70 on Friday, and I think probably mostly because SpaceX just stole all the thunder. Yeah, it's cute you have an electric car and all, but we want to go to space with AI data centers. But yeah, so it's trading at over 400 a share, which is significant, right? I mean, the other funny part that we didn't discuss, Tesla, after going public, is the seventh largest company in the world as far as capital. That one company is bigger than all of Canada's GDP, which is fucking amazing. That's another reason the left is pissed. Because he can just, in a day, make a company, not make a company, but release a company to the public, and it becomes worth more than most of the countries on this planet. It's phenomenal.
We're going to have to look up and see just how much of the S&P he actually is going to own now. You got Tesla, you got XAI. And just so everybody who's playing along at home, Starlink, XAI, Starshield, and there's some other smaller subsidiaries that he has wrapped up under SpaceX. So it's not just the satellites that are in there. And I think the XAI piece, personally, I think that's going to blow up also. So
I do too. And I also think we haven't heard the last of Neuralink. They've had some breakthroughs in the last couple of months on Neuralink too, in human trials, not pigs or monkeys, human trials he said on a Rogan podcast one time that, we're quickly heading towards being cyborgs, basically incorporating technology into our bodies. And I mean, basically we're halfway there already, because none of us can leave the house without our phones. It's our memory bank. It's our calculator. It's our direction sense. I mean, if you think about all the things your phone does for you that we used to have to do on our own, I mean, could you imagine pulling out a paper fucking map right now to find your way to an address? So we're already on our way to being cyborgs, and Neuralink just took a huge jump towards implants in the body that make you smarter, faster, stronger, all of that. So we haven't heard the last of that company either. I mean, so that's 3 main huge things that he is doing, that Elon is doing, that people want to hate him for. Okay. It's misplaced hate, because you don't understand what's actually going on here. He's doing some great shit.
So Neuralink's still a separate company, so keep that in mind for everybody who's playing along at home. I'm sure that's just to cover them, so that's there. I think there's a lot of liability there with that. But imagine when that goes off, because that's going to be a massive. That's going to be massive for the medical community. There's something else that happened this week, pivoting away from Neuralink over to this Medline warehouse.
Oh yeah,
I think it was Tracy, California.
Yep.
So we keep a pretty close eye, especially during the Biden regime, when we started seeing all the farms, all the chicken farms that were just suddenly lit up. This is the first we'll call it's a warehouse, right? It's a warehouse. And they had a ton of different medical supplies, and it was a major hub for California. Now, I looked it up earlier today, and I think there's like 49 other locations throughout the country where there's a lot more out there. So I don't think this is going to be a huge issue for distributing medical. I think they do medical beds. They've got insulin. There's other drugs there. There's a ton
Masks,
of stuff.
gloves.
Masks, gloves, a lot of surgical supplies, things like that. They actually went, as soon as the fire happened, which was a massive fire, massive fire. As soon as that happened, Medline turned around and they went into emergency mode, and they started shifting logistics around the country so that they could go ahead and still get what they needed to where they needed to. So it wasn't that big of a deal. You look at the fire; it looks just unfucking real. How big it is. It looks like the tire fire that's still ongoing in Iraq.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is going to really upset all the climate fucks. But I'm interested to see if this turns into a thing. Because this is a very different piece of infrastructure to have lit on fire.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was just going to say. That's where I was going to go with it. Is I'm concerned because, again, like you mentioned, we had all the, not just the chicken farms, but we had the food processing plants. A few of those went up. And then we've had lately all of the oil infrastructure. We've had, refineries going down. We've had actual oil fields going down. And again, they're all going down in the same fashion, which is up in flames. And the article I read on that particular warehouse, they have like 6 or 7 fire safety systems. None of them went off. None of them did anything to suppress the fire. In fact, the fire started apparently up in an attic from a spark. What kind of spark? I don't know. And they have, fire systems up in the ceilings. And any building you go in, there's fire systems and sprinkler systems throughout the whole building. None of them went off. Nothing happened. And they all failed simultaneously. And then you saw that footage of just a black sheet of smoke going up in the air. So I'm with you. I think if it's just this one warehouse, I think we go, whew, thank God it's a big company and they can shift logistics around. If we start seeing 2 or 3 others, we have a problem. For sure, we already have a problem, but then that problem just got real big.
Yeah. And you have to think about it like infrastructure. You have to.
Yeah.
What happens? We've seen what's happened to all the oil. Well, not all, but so many oil refineries. We've been all over those. Like we were saying, the chicken farms, the food processing plants. It's just one of those. It's just something extra that you just kind of got to watch. Got to keep an eye on it at this point.
Yep.
Have you followed this German dude who's traveling across country? He's here for the World Cup.
No, I haven't been following him. I have seen some of the stuff that some of the videos he's put out and some of the stuff that he is finding amazing about the U.S. I think he went to a Buc-ee's. He couldn't believe that he was out. I think it was like midnight and there was no cars out on the road. He's like, where is everybody? He's like, in Europe, like there's people out all the time in downtown areas and now there's just nothing. So it's been really cute to kind of watch his experience of America and American culture. But I haven't actually physically been following him. I just kind of seen his stuff around.
He's doing everything he possibly can. And I don't want to find out that he isn't actually who he says he is. This is this German dude. He came over here his name is Freddy LA7, or at Freddy LA7. You guys can go and follow him on X. I think when I first looked at his account and I first started following him, I think he was around 30,000 followers, something along those lines. So I was a little late, but he's over 500,000 now.
Wow.
And he's just chronicling everything he sees in America. And right now we're looking at, he found a crocodile. He's never seen, he's in the swamps of Louisiana, right? Which is a pretty wicked thing if you've been down there.
Oh, yeah.
He's
hell yeah.
Absolutely blown away by it. You were saying he went to a Buc-ee's. He saw Buc-ee's, which is, I've never actually been to a Buc-ee's, so I actually don't know how amazing it is. But he's just, I've seen the inside of them.
Yeah.
And just from what I've seen online, and it does look pretty cool. And he's just blowing his ever-loving mind. He found a
Waffle House.
He found a Waffle House. He got his Buc-ee's. He found a Bass Pro Shop. And his comments on
Oh,
the
yeah,
Brass
that'll blow your
Pro
mind.
Shop
Yeah.
was amazing. He's like, they've got guns, they've got gun ranges, there's fishing stuff, there's fish everywhere, there's dead animals hanging. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And then he pivots over and then he's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
On Bourbon Street. He's just having a time. He's not the only one. There's several others.
Yes, there are, yeah.
So I love this. This is cleansing. This is palate cleansing. This is algorithm cleansing. This is really great shit. He can drive state to state with no papers. Nobody's hassling him. Stay the speed limit and just go for a fucking drive. He's having a time of his life. Listen to this. This is pretty funny because
Alabama last night. He's been in Bass Cross. I don't know if he flew in. Where did he fly into? Florida, driving to Houston, I believe, or something like that. He stayed in Fair Oak, Alabama last night. He's been at Bass Pro Shop today. He's been to, I believe, Buc-ee's, and he's documented it all on Twitter. So if you go to Twitter, or X, you look him up at Freddy LA7. So Freddy LA7. Freddy LA7. But anyways, he's become an Ellis fella. He's become a huge fan of Ella Langley, and he shared on his X account last night 2 different occasions that he was listening to WXBM. And Ella Langley was on. So thank you for listening, Freddie. Hopefully you enjoy some Ella. Glad you discovered Ella and became an Ella fella like all of us. You know, check him out. He's got some awesome posts up there. Ella, Morgan Mole, and Ella on WXBM. Thanks.
the guy's a fucking cult hero. That's
great.
This is Forrest Gump type shit.
Yep. No, it's great. And I think you're touching on something, McShane, that we're all sort of hungry for, which this is a timeline cleanse, right? This is, hey, there's some really fascinating, cool, awesome shit going on in the United States of America. It's not all doom and gloom. It's not all bad stuff. We have a lot of really good people doing a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of really good stuff. And someone who is completely alien to our culture comes over here for a vacation because they're a soccer fan, but then they get to experience all of this. I mean, it's pretty special. And we all are looking for that. I don't want to fucking hear about Iran today. I don't want to hear about Fauci and all the biolab. I'm done with all that shit. Can I just see something where another account that I really love that I follow is Tell Your Dog I Said Hi. And they do like, here are my top 5 dogs of the week. I follow that guy. I love those videos because right when I feel like the world can't get any more fucking dumb, I'll see a video of 5 amazing dogs that they picked out. Some of them are funny. Some of these dogs are actual fucking heroes. And we all need that timeline cleanse to just be like, there's still good in the world. I know dogs are that's a softball. Of course, dogs are great. But even this guy just traveling around the South and really seeing America and Americana for what it is pretty awesome. And what a great view for the world to see of us. We're not all a bunch of bigots, a bunch of racists, a bunch of trans-hating assholes. No, we're actually just people living our lives, and we have some pretty cool lives sometimes. And it's really fun to watch.
We get sucked into the mire a lot.
Yeah.
We're fucking good at it.
Yeah. It's a talent.
We're willing to
hashtag
go into the
talent.
Darkness. Yeah. We're willing to go into the darkness, turn on a light, and then fuck around with whatever's in there. So I think we need more stories like Freddy. So we should be on the lookout for that. Maybe a story like that a week, I think would be nice to see. So we'll have to work on it. It's kind of like when we first started way back and just wanting to have a cool shit, right?
Cool shit. Yeah. We had a whole cool shit thing. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We need to go and bring that back, and we need.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll
I was trying to do that with my science corner, and then that just leads you down some deep dark holes too. So that's not even fun anymore. So yeah, I agree. Let's start looking for more cool shit.
All right, we'll do that. Freddie, enjoy your time. If you make it out to Arizona,
man.
Hit me up. I will take you out to a really great fucking craft beer bar. That's what we'll do.
Nice.
I'll make sure we Arizona this thing, and we'll make sure you get some tacos because that's what Arizona does well.
And same thing. If you get up to Pacific Northwest, pretty much anywhere up here, I will take a day off work. I will come meet you, and we will do it up. I will show you some of the most amazing stuff your eyes has ever seen as far as nature, and then we'll go have some good craft beer.
Love it. Love it. Wow, I can't wait to pivot to biolabs in Ukraine.
Speaking of happy-go-lucky timeline cleanses.
Well, you know what the happy-go-lucky timeline cleanse actually is? It's being able to watch Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah. And this shit's out in the open now.
Yeah. And
yeah,
a massively hot chick's going to tell us all about it. Here we go.
Yep.
After months of searching through intelligence community holdings and files.
All right, hold it. Jefe just walked in. Jefe.
Oh, God damn it. Spoiled my Tulsi Gabbard moment. Hold on. Let me zip up my pants.
We'll go back to Tulsi in a minute.
Okay.
How's your night going?
Spare means nothing great. Just kind of grinding it out.
All right. All right.
Thinks the Knicks are about to win, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're holding tough.
Fitz, have you heard what are you getting from your girlfriend?
Oh God, she's having so much fun. I was a little concerned. She took some selfies with a couple of gentlemen that, it's concerning. Anyway, but yeah, no, she's having a great time. Knicks are up, and that's all that really matters for her right now. So yeah, all good.
Sweet.
Jefe,
how's the show? Yeah.
The show's been good. Show's been tight. We just got done talking about Freddy, the German, who's traveling across the country and showing off how awesome America is. And we committed to having more cool shit on the show. So as you're going about your week and you find something that's just fucking rad, we have to throw that kind of stuff into
share it
and make sure that it's going to be a segment every week now.
All right. Like it.
If Freddy does come out to Arizona, though, we're going to take him out for a beer. Just to let you know,
yeah,
already talked
definitely. I'm down with that.
Down with Freddy.
So,
fantastic.
Had another lady on roulette. Seems to be a recurring theme now.
Do you mean a low cut blouse moving chips around the table, lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
With ample appendages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good for you.
Appendage. Hold on. Ample appendages. Like, is that more appendages than normal, or is that like all the appendages that you normally want to see?
Succulent.
Yeah.
Succulent.
I think
appendages.
Ample meaning large or well endowed.
Yep. Yeah.
Succulent appendages is now the title for the show. I don't think you've named a show yet.
We haven't. I haven't.
And the show artwork is going to be as awful as you think it's going to be. Yeah, that's what.
Oh man. Well, that's good. Was she a tipper or no tipper?
No tipper. No.
Ah, damn it.
That's crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
redhead.
I mean,
redhead.
Oh well, okay. I mean, look, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you want to rip the Band-Aid and do your farm report?
Yeah, you want to do it now?
No, whenever you're ready.
That's what she said.
All
right. So tonight we have I know I should have wrote this phonetically.
God. All right.
Hooked on phonics.
It's African armored cricket, basically. We're going to call them robo cricket. They are, they kind of look like crickets, but they have a kind of a protective armored shell that comes equipped with spikes. So kind of a cool looking guy. Except they are carnivorous. Which is kind of scary. And what they do is they crawl up trees to try to get to bird nests and eat the baby birds while the nest is unguarded. But usually the mama bird isn't too far away, and she'll come flying in and attack the robo cricket. But when they are attacked, they have a defense trick. It'll spray an acidic homolymph, which, as the name suggests, it's a mixture of blood and lymph.
Did you say homo acid? Is that what you just said?
Homolymph. Hemolymph. Sorry, it looks like an O.
All right, I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, I was going to say hemo is blood, not homo. Homo is Jefe.
Yeah, Hanrahan wrote this up for me.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why it's homo.
Yeah. So it's a mixture of blood and lymph. It's extremely foul smelling, and it causes the bird to just flick it out of the nest instead of trying to fight it, kill it. It just flicks it out. And so the robo cricket, it falls all the way down to the forest floor. And all the other robo crickets that were climbing the trees also, they turn around and climb back down. You want to know why?
Why?
Yes.
Because their wounded buddy that just fell out of the tree is a much easier meal than the protected baby birds. Go down and eat their compadre.
Their buddy?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
What the
So evolutionarily speaking, if you're the risk taker, if you're the one that's like, I got the biggest balls, I'll go up the fucking tree. It could be a great payoff. Right? You could get the baby birds and you're going to be king shit. But more likely, you're going to get eaten by your buddies. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Every week you get more and more disturbing.
I told you.
God.
I warned you ahead of time.
You totally
did.
I still
You
didn't see it getting that dark. And if you guys Google the armored bush cricket. That's a gnarly motherfucker. This is not cool. It's not nature's fucking hell beast.
Yeah, this is not your normal cricket. Yeah, they're big. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and they like to eat those soft little baby birds. Don't even have their eyes open yet. That's yum time.
Look, I know nature has its dark side.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're right. Baby birds die, right? Sometimes monkeys die. But this thing, to know, I mean, yes, it's armored, and you think, okay, that's for its protection. Well, it's for its protection, so it can eat baby birds. That's fucked up. That's
fucked up.
Damn nature, you scary.
I'm sorry. This is the greatest podcast bit ever. The farmer fort fucking rules. And I don't know what dark place, because for everybody out there playing along at home, Jefe is like a very happy-go-lucky, very charming, I'm making the best out of everything. And then when he comes in and does the fucking farm report, he goes into this dark little place. And sometimes it's cheery and sometimes it's amazing, but other times it's like, I'm going to go ahead and take care of everything that's stressing me out right now and give you the armored bush cricket and make things fucking dark. And that's, wow.
Yep.
My second beer is for Jefe.
Yep. You know what I'm looking at?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm looking at 4 or 5 ants dragging a bug across the concrete.
Of course.
That's still alive, too.
Of course you are. I was just going to say, this cricket reminds me of something out of A Bug's Life. You remember how the crickets were like the bad guys? They were like the grasshoppers. They were like big, menacing grasshoppers. And that's what this thing looks like. It'll fuck you up.
You're damn right. Yeah. It does look like it's out of Bug's Life. And I wonder if we go back and look at see what they actually modeled A Bug's Life after, because it does look very, very similar. Hey, those ants, are those red ants or black ants that are dragging the other food across?
Hey, that's racist.
I'm asking questions.
oh man, he's trying to. Wow, I wish I could take video of this. They're like, they're totally scrapping. There's like 5 ants on this guy, and they're black ants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Black
I
ants
figured
traveling.
it's a gang.
Wow, they're like totally. I should just
All
step
over?
on him, put him out of his misery. But, yeah, but go ahead and delete that, Steve. When you go through your,
No, I got it. You want me to play you out now? Is it time? To
please
play you
do.
out? Okay.
Please do.
Let's play you out. Yep. There we go.
What the fuck, man? I was hinting at it. You just decided to hit it right over the head.
Let's just kick the door open and just totally fucking light it on
Holy
fire.
shit.
I'm not going to delete it. But I am going to bleep it because that's going to be even worse.
Oh, that's that's a great call.
Shit.
Yep. Oh my
All right.
god.
All right, I want to pivot over to some crime. Jefe, you are big on the
true crime,
Dateline, true crime. You're like our
Yeah,
true crime guy
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Knows this. Did you read about this woman? She's illegal. She's an illegal migrant, but she's woman's wed multiple men in Vegas fraud scheme. So she marries them, takes their money with a fake. She has a fake passport. She's from China. Marries multiple men. Yes, see, with a Y. And she ends up doing is she ends up taking their money and then moving on. She was finally caught.
She just disappears, huh?
Yeah, she just unodoses out.
Yeah, I saw that. I think my comment was I can fix her.
Yes, that's exactly what your comment was.
Yes.
Yep.
She is she is Asian. Or is she Asian?
Yeah, she's
Yes,
Chinese.
She's Chinese.
China.
Allegedly, that's still Asian. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess when she gets away from those guys, she's not driving away because
No, they can't drive.
wouldn't get very far.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. God damn it.
Oh.
There was a time in my life, if I had money, right? If I'd chosen a different profession, you know, and had been making more money, there were women in my life who could have fucking wiped me out. Like if they said, "Oh, I have this car issue and it's going to cost me $10,000. I just don't know what I'm going to do. My parents won't give it to me." I'd have been like, "Here's the 10 grand," and she could have just driven away, and I would have never seen that 10 grand. I guess my point is we've all been there. I just, luckily I've been broke this whole time. So there's no money to take. So when I've found love, it's been genuine. Like it hasn't been for my money or my cars or my property or anything. It's just been because I'm kind of likable sometimes, particularly when I'm drunk. So true love or whatever. But if you had money and this girl came up and gave you some story, it'd be really easy to just give her some cash and watch it walk away, and you'd probably be okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Knicks won 94-90.
Yeah. I gotta get back in.
All right.
Yes, that's what she said.
Go get back in.
See you guys
later. Oh God. I swear to God, I feel
told
like
you it's going to be a good one tonight. I told you it's going to be a good one tonight.
Do you remember? I actually fed him a couple of softballs this week. I'm like, "Hey, here, farm report."
Yeah.
And they were good ones. They were good ones. And he was like, "Nope, hold my beer. Fuck off. I'm gonna go find my own deep dark shit." And he completely outplayed anything that I suggested. Which I love. Completely outplayed it.
He outkicks the coverage every goddamn week.
Yep. Well,
I've dropped stuff in there. I've dropped Instagram posts in there. Hey, this is pretty cool. Take a look at this. He ignores it, which I love that he ignores me.
Yeah. Right.
And I think he ignored yours too, which yours are really good too. But then he comes up with that armored hellscape cricket. That we don't want to eat the baby bird. Let's go eat the fallen soldier. Let's go eat that fucking guy.
Yep.
What a sick, sadistic world. Well, I'm sorry he had to leave early because I wanted to talk about escorts in Silicon Valley.
Oh God, yeah. Talk about making money.
$1,000 an hour, up to $5,000 an hour, $23,000 a day, $30,000 a weekend in Silicon Valley.
See, and this here is where I believe that the Epstein thing was more. I think there was definitely some trafficking. There was definitely some kid stuff, underage girls. But the whole piece where he had really important people coming to his island, and these scientists and allegedly Stephen Hawking or whatever. I think these are people that they're not comfortable around women, right? They don't know how to talk to women. And so Epstein says, come on down, come on to my island. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be interesting people to talk to. And then halfway through dinner, some girl across the table that you've been looking at takes her shoe off and puts her her foot on your dick. It's really easy. It's very easy to underestimate how susceptible men, particularly men who don't know how to talk to women or who have not had success with women, how susceptible they are to the honeypot. And I think that was a huge part of the Epstein thing. And then back to this story, these guys are very intelligent, bright guys in the tech community. They know how to code. They know AI. They know all this stuff that's completely boring and not fascinating. And so, yeah, when this girl's like, yes, I'll hang out with you, but it's going to be $1,000 an hour. If the guy has that kind of money to spend, he will fucking spend it.
Oh,
without a doubt. 100%. So again, I feel very blessed that I've been broke this whole time because I never had to go down that road. Plus, I know how to talk to other people. It's a skill. You practice it, you learn it. But some people just don't. And so their only way is to pay for it. And goddamn, $1,000 an hour. Can you imagine? I used to dream about making $100 an hour. 10 times that? Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's
Jesus.
ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous at this point. The Knicks have won. New York is on fire.
There you go.
I hope your girlfriend Sydney is okay, and she's finding.
She sent me a text. She's in a limo with some guy. I don't know. I mean, she says it's nothing, but I'm not going to worry about it.
Bad Bunny, Drake.
No, it's not her. It's an actual guy, an actual masculine guy. But again, I'm not worried about it. Look, she says I'm the one. Okay. And I believe her.
As you should.
Yeah.
The rioting has broke out. It's going to be a long night in New York. And Skip Lee won. God damn it. I fucking hate that guy. Is it not Skip Lee? Spike Lee.
I was gonna say what? Who's Skip Lee? Yeah, Spike Lee's he's a liberal douchebag.
He's overrated. He's jumped the shark. Ugh. All right. Well, I guess we got to put up with the Knicks. At least Mikal Bridges got a victory. He's the next Phoenix Sun, which I appreciate that. But
yep.
Oh well. What are you gonna do? Let's knock off Tulsi real quick, just so we can kind of move on next week and see where this goes. All right.
Excellent.
Here's Tulsi Gabbard.
After months of searching through intelligence community holdings and files, today I'm releasing new evidence of long-standing U.S. government funding of more than 120 biolabs in over 30 countries. Now, these biolabs include labs in places like Ukraine, which could be at risk of compromise due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, the intelligence community had previously warned that a U.S.-funded biolab in Ukraine likely housed dangerous pathogens and remained vulnerable to long-standing threats of Russian attack, seizure, or damage. Now, until now, evidence regarding the full existence and funding of these laboratories had been knowingly withheld from you, the American people. Many of these U.S. government-funded biolabs are currently or have previously engaged in research using hazardous and highly contagious pathogens, and in some cases included dangerous gain-of-function research with very little visibility or oversight. Now, President Trump clearly understands the serious threat dangerous gain-of-function research poses to the American people. And this is why he took decisive action over a year ago. On May 25th, 2025, he signed an executive order to end federal funding of gain-of-function research around the world. Here at ODNI, I issued new guidance to the intelligence community directing increased collection on these laboratories and facilities overseas. And we're already seeing the results of this increased collection. We're learning new details, for example, on clinical trials that are underway at these facilities and that are raising significant ethical, financial, and security concerns regarding the supposed public health initiatives and U.S. national security. Now, despite the obvious potential for catastrophic global impact that research on dangerous pathogens in biolabs can have, politicians and so-called health professionals like Dr. Fauci, as well as entities within the Biden administration's national security team, lied repeatedly to the American people about the existence of U.S.-funded and supported biolabs. Not only did they lie, they threatened those who attempted to expose the truth. So this release today breaks new ground, as the information surrounding the existence, history, locations, and funding of these U.S.-funded biolabs has been intentionally covered up by very powerful people who falsely claimed that these biolabs didn't exist. Now, they accused anyone who says otherwise to be foreign assets and traitors to America. Now, ODNI will continue working closely with partners across the U.S. government to identify exactly where these labs are and what pathogens they contain, to end dangerous gain-of-function research that threatens the health and well-being of the American people and people around the world.
We'll have to see how this evolves. 120 locations in 30 different countries. That's a lot. And that's Kevorkian type shit. That's Dr. Frankenstein type shit. This is the dark side of science, which we talked about earlier, right? We'll have to see how this evolves. But it's good that we're finally uncovering it, and we'll see how deep the hole goes, I guess.
Yeah, I understand why she brought up Biden and sort of what that administration did to actively cover this up. I do find it a little odd because, look, Biden is just Obama's retarded little cousin, right? I mean, he was just he was a finger puppet for Obama. I found it interesting she didn't mention Obama because, like you said earlier in the show, during the Obama administration, these things started under Bush, and under the Obama administration is when they really ballooned through some really shady funding sources, USAID and all of the subsidiaries under that. And so she declined to mention Obama in all of this, and I found that strange because if you say Biden, you're also saying Obama to me. I mean, they're kind of the same, two heads on the same hydra, right?
They are connected.
And
yeah.
so I just, that was just kind of odd. But either way, at least it's coming out. At least we can. I mean, is anyone going to go to jail? Is there going to be arrests? Probably not. But at least it's out in the open now, and we know what to look for, and we know how to spot it. So that's we got to take that as the W.
I agree. Before we get out of here, did you see the guy who had it was a $28 an hour contract job?
Yes. Yes, the welder.
In 2015.
Yep.
He didn't even know what SpaceX was, but SpaceX is like, you know what? Here's $10,000 in stock. He's now worth $880,000 just because of the stock, because of SpaceX.
It's amazing. Good for him. That's
4,400 other employees that absolutely banked yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, and that's, again, you can talk all the shit you want. You can talk all the yang on Elon Musk that you want. But when you have a company that is actually giving back to its employees in that way, I always liked the idea of a company saying, hey, as part of your compensation package, you're going to get stocks in this company. That to me builds a really good work culture of like, I want this company to do well, not just for the company's sake, but for my sake. Selfishly, I need this company to fucking kill it. And so I've always liked that idea. I've always liked that format, that paradigm, and then to see it actually pay off like this for this guy and a lot of others. I mean, and some of the memes that came out too of janitors at SpaceX are, now rolling down their windows and like, excuse me, sir, do you have any Grey Poupon? Like there was some really great, some great memes this week. So, I mean, good for them. That's how it's supposed to work. That is part of the American dream. Good for you.
Yep. I love it. And I think that's Justin in chat. He has a good friend who's one of those employees. He's right. Life changed, man. And you work for a good company, it should fucking matter. And
yes.
That's what that is. That's exciting. Good for him.
Yep.
All right, Fitz, which beer are you taking to bed?
God damn. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I can believe it. But I'm gonna go with the Sith sauce. The sour from RAR Brewing. I really liked that beer. And again, it's in my wheelhouse as far as flavor notes. I love fruit and fruit desserts, especially like pastries and so forth. So it really hit the spot for me. And maybe it's because I haven't had a sour in a long time, but that one was really good. The porter was great. I take nothing away from Ocean Man. I would definitely get that beer again. And on a different night, it may be the one I'm taking to bed. But tonight, the sour won out. So how about you?
I'm gonna take the Saison. I'm gonna take away the Tamarindo Blush. Yeah.
Nice.
It just because it was the unique one out of the two. It really was. The wheat beer was a wheat beer. It wasn't a fantastic wheat beer. It didn't blow my hair back, but the Tamarindo was fun. And I like that it's a local brewery that took a swing at something that was when you're taking a swing at a Saison, those are big boy beers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit more complex. So I do enjoy those. So that was nice to see. All right. RazorWireNews.com is the website. Please go check us out there. Make sure that you subscribe. $5 a month. You get the extra research. You get shows without the ads. You get early access to the show doc. If you're a podcaster, you got a lot of information out there that we do a lot of research for you. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you to everybody who is in chat tonight. Justin, Susan, thank you for coming tonight. I know it was tough. Stay safe. Stay dry. I hope you get the power back on as soon as possible. I think the $1 trillion man is Aaron from I Had to Say It Pod. Thank you for joining us tonight. Lisa, it's always a pleasure. And thank you for keeping us honest in chat. You're amazing. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you so much. I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz.
Think critically.
Act accordingly.
We'll talk to you soon.